Hello, guys, and welcome back to Dragged Out the podcast with your hosts, Jeannie Wish
and Miss Angelina Gray.
Now, in today's episode, we are going to be discussing all things pride. So before we head into the episode, we thought we'd give you guys a quick little history lesson of pride and why we celebrate it. Do you know why we celebrate pride in South Africa in October but June globally?
And did you know that South Africa was one of the first countries to constitutionally protect LGBTQAI+ rights?
In June 1969, the Stonewall riots happened in New York City that was led largely by queer people of color, trans women, and socialites like Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia
Riviera.
That's why most countries celebrate Pride in June.
The first Pride March was held in South Africa in Joburg, 1990. It was held by Simon Corley, a gay rights activist and anti-apartheid leader. This march was still held during the apartheid time, so many marchers were scared and walked with paper bags over their heads.
Also, just a quick mention, in 2006, South Africa became one of the first countries to legalize same-sex marriage.
Isn't that so cool?
That is great.
So I think let's jump straight in.
So since our topic for this week's episode is pride, what do you think about pride? Do you think it's over-commercialized in South Africa? What is your opinions on it? Tell me what you think.
I have a lot of opinions on pride. First of all, it's not overly commercialized. We can do a lot better than what we're doing. I mean, the only really big retail outlet that I know of that actually celebrates pride is Woolies. They have pride merch, but also such a little small thing. Recently, Wimpy
supported last year's Pride, and they sponsored a part of Cape Town's Pride this year as well.
Yes, this year in 2026. And then there's car brands. I'm not sure if it's BMW or Mercedes, but they normally wrap their cars with Pride wrapping, and then
I don't even think they do it anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, they used to wrap the cars in proud Pride wraps, and then the queens would actually drive with it in Joburg Pride, which is stunning. But no, we are definitely not overly commercialized. I mean, you are happy if during Pride season, when you get an email from some company, there's a little rainbow somewhere on the email footer. That's it. And then what I think about it, I think honestly, Pride in South Africa is a little bit under threat. I mean, in 2022, there was the US Embassy that released a statement saying there's a bomb threat that's going to happen on the day of the Pride March in Joburg. And then also, remember when Woolies released their little Pride collection, there was that female pastor, I don't know who she is, that also took them, I don't know if she took them to court, but she released a statement basically saying that she's not uncomfortable and that it's bad because there's kids involved, and which I think is really, really sad. So no, that's my opinion. We can go a lot bigger. I think also just having two entities doing Pride, that's very sad.
I think there's a lot of things that you mentioned that you can actually unpack. But I think if you think about Pride in general, I also wouldn't necessarily say that it's overly commercialized. I think, like you mentioned, there's a lot of things that we can still do for it to be pushed. And it's quite sad to see that over the years, it kind of started to decline a little bit if you think about it. And like you said, there's the Woolies thing, but I think there's a lot more we can do commercialized to actually push it forward, because at the end of that, I think representation is a big thing, but unfortunately we don't see as much of it in South Africa as I think that we'd like to.
Yeah,
sadly.
I know when you go to Cape Town, now it's currently Cape Town Pride when we're filming, they are a little bit more out there, if I can say it like that. But in Joburg, we used to be quite big, but now I feel like it really has declined, which is very sad. I mean, we have so many billboards. Not one billboard would say Happy Pride. I'm pretty sure some CEO somewhere is gay that can afford a billboard like that. Yes, for just a weekend, just saying Happy Pride Joburg. And Pride for me also isn't just just the queers and the queens. It's great that our country has such a long history when it comes to accepting different quote unquote people and legalizing same-sex marriage and protecting that. So And actually, we've never even had the case like revisited. I mean, in the US, that case is currently being revisited. So they can take away the fact that same-sex couples can get married, which is scary. We've never even opened a case, to like revisit it. Yes, we have the odd tannie of oompie wat nou wil kak maak, but most of us, we're fine with it. So it's a little bit sad that we're so like contained. And then like, we have the Joburg Pride, which is the walk at like Sandton City, and then the thing, and then Pretoria Pride, which is the rugby field. But it's just 2 entities and it's 2 days. I mean, it's a month. Don't you think we can do?
I do, yes. I think that comes down to a lot in terms of like maybe like funding and stuff. Yeah. Because I know a lot of because at the end of the day, all these things also come from, I think a lot of the times people don't realize all of the legalities that come with in doing a pride, because it's not of you just showing up and think that everything is always there. So I think funding is a huge issue when it comes to pride in specific, which is quite sad. But I do think they can make it a little bit bigger, because at the end of the day, like you say, it is an entire month. And at the end of the day, it's literally Joburg Pride that's only at the end of the month, correct? And then I know that Pretoria Pride is always the first Saturday in October. It always usually falls around there. So I think they can do a bit more. I also think, now speaking of doing a bit more, what is your opinion on like pride events in specific, like Joburg Pride or Pretoria Pride? What is your opinions on that? Do you think it can improve, or do you think what's your opinion?
I definitely think if we don't speak about like pride events, like let's talk straight Pretoria Pride, Joburg Pride, I do think they can improve. I don't always, and this is my personal opinion, agree with the people they have on. No, it really is an opinion. I don't always agree with the people they have on stage. Some of them are really not relevant to me. So I look at it and I'm like, but you can incorporate a little bit more different queer artistry, you know?
Girl.
If I can if I can say it like
somebody
that.
In the comments is not going to have that comment. I think, but also, this is too taboo. I can't say that.
Well, while you're thinking, I'm not done. Other than that, I just wish, can they just make the parade not at 1 o'clock in the scorching hot sun where my shoes want to melt on the asphalt? I need to either climb on a fucking truck to go parade in the streets of Pretoria or walk in Joburg, and then my shoes wants to melt. Like,
like the parade for me has always been a thing of like, luckily, times that I have done the parade, I've never actually walked. I've always been on a float.
I'm so sorry.
Because
I'm so sorry.
No, but it's just you need to learn where to like push it yourself. But I just think the planning sometimes to me is a little bit tricky, because, like you said, to do it at 12 is slightly a choice. And this Vadim. Angelina's wig will be slipping, my lash will be falling off. It's just, okay, it's not that bad. Some of you are. I've seen you. We see you every year.
We've seen you melt, girl.
We see you every year. But yes, I just think planning can sometimes be a little bit better. So now you have also performed at Pretoria Pride, correct?
Yes,
so how was that experience for you? What do you like? Would you do it again? Bookings now open. What is your thoughts on actually, not even you specifically as in just your experience, but what is your opinions on performing at Pride and stuff like that?
So I know we technically spoke off camera about this a little bit, but when I performed, I can't remember if I think it was just after COVID, like 2019, somewhere there, like just after COVID, I think, or just before, one of the two. I really can't remember. But that was such a sad Pride for me, honestly. They tried. Look, it wasn't a parking lot. We had like one of these mobile stages, like those massive trucks with the stage on and the light.
Oh, but that wasn't during COVID.
Or was it during COVID? Okay, so during COVID. It was an illegal event, girl.
No, it was because it was open air event.
Oh, anyway. Okay, so I performed during COVID. Not before, not after, straight during COVID. That makes sense because I had my mask. Anyway, so, we really did try. There was I said, the mobile stage, there was a light, but I can't even remember if there was DJs. I'm honest with you. I remember I was still then part of the Gay Club SA team that has currently closed down, or has since closed down. So it was me, Nicole F. Jones. I can't remember. I think Miss Crystal Metheny was also there. And there was another queen. I just can't remember her name. Like we did like a little group number and they all had a segment. And I know Levine was there, Shanae Churchill. So It was cute, but that's it. It wasn't wow. It wasn't like afterwards I went to Pretoria Pride and Joburg Pride. I was like, wow, this is what it should be. But it was really sad. Like there was like a few stalls. Afterwards we partied on Presley's, which is like, you know, like the grounds and then the clubs on there. But if there was like 100 people, it would have been so exaggerated.
But I think that was also for the time of what it was, because it was obviously during COVID. So you can't, everyone. And then obviously I think going back to funding and stuff, I think that was just a totally different ball game. And commending to like the promoters and stuff for wanting to do it even during everything that was going on. But if you were to think about Pride now, as of recently, like after like a few years now, in terms of what it is now, do you think they've improved since?
Oh, a lot. Like from what my first Pride was, like I said, sad, but like since then a lot. I still think there's a lot of improvements they can make. Like planning, like we touched on before, like just like that's the only way I can express myself is like, for example, I'm gonna be outed for this and probably gonna hate me, but I think a lot of people will agree. I don't want to pay like 100 Rand for a vodka special, you know, in the scorching hot sun, and then pay for a VIP ticket and still sit in the scorching hot sun and can't get to my bar. Does that make sense? Like,
it does. I personally think, look, Pride, I always, and this is maybe a little bit of like a controversial opinion, but I always think when I go to Pride, I always think to myself, am I really going for like the walk and that? Yes, because I love like seeing everybody come together. But in terms of alcohol and stuff, look, I get that the venue and the stuff, you need to make your profit, right? But also just make it a little bit more not so expensive, you know? So I do agree with that, but at the end of the day, I do think there's a few things that they still need to cover for stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I do get your point of view. You don't want to pay, but yes, you don't want to pay like almost like $80 for like a watered down, no offense, but some of the bars are watered down. A watered down Red Bull drink, I get it. You don't want to do that, but I think that is just something that kind of comes with the territory.
And then for me, like the biggest thing is like they have these sections like VIP, VIP plus, you know, extra parking, and then you pay it. Yes, you have parking, but the parking isn't that great. Number one, I mean, I know of people that had puncture tires because of the way we park. Number one. Number two, and then you go to VIP, you're still dying of heat. There's not enough allocated chairs for everyone that booked VIP, and then the drinks are expensive. And for me, if I pay for VIP, like I want easy, quick access to my bar. You know, I want to sit at a nice spot and I want to be able to see the stage. Not like off that I need to like angle myself to look at the stage, and that I actually would walk out of VIP, go to the general bar to get easier help. You get what I mean?
I get that. I think maybe something that is weird to me that they've never done is the fact of where they may be. I think that they should cap it a little bit, because I feel like they oversell the VIP tickets to the point where it doesn't really become VIP anymore, because it gets so overly crowded and overly saturated. So I do get that point of view. I also think, like, if I were to think back, the first time that I've only performed at Pride once, and it was Pretoria Pride. It was a nice experience. I will admit it was fun. It was hot. I do agree that the timing of where things can just be a little bit differently planned can obviously be better. But I enjoyed myself. I think it was a lot of fun. I think something, I don't know if we've mentioned it if you've made, but a point that you made. What do you think about the performers and stuff that they get? I know that you think a lot of the times.
Yeah, for me, sometimes they book people that but it's an opinion that I'm not interested in seeing. I must say the drag is always good. Like that, I've never seen a drag show at Pride that I was like, if that makes sense. You know, the drag queens really pull it out, especially for what it is. It is daytime drag that we all hate. We all despise daytime drag. It's hot, you sweaty, everything just wants to fall off. So, like, for what it is, it's fantastic. And also, like, the controversy still, like that girl that got on Larissa's stage, remember?
Oh, yeah, that happened. We must actually see if we can find the video. There was a girl that hopped on stage, and that was... And I think she was like from America or something. And then she just like jumped on the stage and she interrupted people. I think that's a big thing for Pride with all the people that actually come to Pride. Behave yourself.
Please.
Behave yourself. You can only get drunk so much on watered down alcohol.
And the one, honestly, I also go to Pride for Pride, and I go to Pride for the Skinner girl. There's a lot of specialities that you see, a lot of things that you see, a lot of people you rekindle with. That's honestly what
rekindle.
Yeah, like rekindle. You haven't seen them in 6 years and they climb out of the hole.
That is the one thing that I must say I like about Pride is the fact that the community comes together in a sense of like, you always see people you haven't seen almost like an entire year. Somehow everyone comes out of the woodworks for Pride, which is good. That is a thing for me where I think Pride is very much still needed, because at the end of the day, it is community based and that is what it should remain. However, I do feel that it could sometimes just be catered in a way that seems more like suitable for not everyone, but also everyone. I know that I always feel like if I look back to when I was younger and stuff, I would love an all-inclusive Pride where it is towards a certain time of the day you can say that it is all ages, because I do, at the end of the day, I feel there's a lot of people that would like to go with their children and stuff, and I feel that is something that is a little bit missing within Pride in itself, where it is inclusive to the gay community, yes,
but it's capped to adults.
Yes,
I agree with you. So I agree with Pride itself that we have now. It's definitely not inclusive of kids, and the reason why I'm saying that, and no shame or whatever to whoever you are, but like there's always a display of either some kind of fetish or some kind of kink, like BDSM, puppy play.
At the end of the day, being like queer or gay is unapologetically
100%. So that's fine. So what I mean by that is like, if it's like a certain type of the day where the organizers would say, like, let's say from like early, let's say like 10 to 11, that is like kiddies inclusive space. So then they would like release a statement saying, if you do display like your kinks or stuff, go to this section where the kids won't be allowed, and then like, you know, the drag queens can like greet the kids. It'll be something fun, because I know I've had shows where kids come up to me and like, you look like a princess, and that's so cute. And it's also nice to show them that we do exist, you know. You don't have to be explicit when you drag queen. You can be cute, you can be nice, you can smile to a kid, they can take pictures, and that'll also make them feel easier if they do have a queer experience once in their life, that it is okay. It has been done before. I mean, we've had people that, I've had a lot of queens that walked very hard roads for me to sit here and Timu titties and a wig, you know, to be who I am. So I would also like to have the opportunity to be that queen for like kids or like you.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's just something that could be cool. I would love to see stuff like that a little bit more often, especially when it comes to Pride. Even it doesn't even have to happen on Pride. I just think an event like that could be something cool to do. I also feel, what is your, besides now the heat, now the heat is a thing, but besides that, what is one of your like pet peeves about Pride, or just during the day, or something that you just really also dislike?
Let me think. Okay, of course the heat, and then, you know, Pretoria Pride, where there's that like Yavelki girl.
Oh, will you go dark?
Yes, girl. And me, I want to show up and show out. I wear them shoes. I wear my pleasers, and then I was going, and I need to someone on this arm, helping me down. Other than that, I don't really have. And Joburg Pride is literally just the heat. Like, my shoes has melted on asphalt before. So promise, I have the picture. So, so that's it. I like the people. I like Pride. I like that people come together. Oh, wait, there's one. It's people that are entitled. So we've spoken about this in the previous episode. When you look like this, now you're sweaty, you feel you're ugly. If someone comes to you and asks, can I take a picture with you? Eh? Say yes. You take out your powder puff, you dry yourself off, and you smile. That might be this person's first and last time seeing a drag queen. Do you get what I mean? Just like represent a little bit. Don't walk there all high and mighty, especially if you don't deserve the title high and mighty.
Something that I can say about something that I have now come to learn, where always in drag for me it was weird for me to smile because I feel like I look like a scary clown. But I have learned from people looking at you from afar, someone that one shot but you, a smile goes a long way.
It does.
Even if you don't have pretty teeth, you know, just be like, because that automatically makes you seem like inviting and welcome. So like Angelina said, I do agree in the thing of like, you need to, at the end of the day, you are in Pride, and it was your choice to come and drag, girl.
100%.
And now you want to start complaining about the heat.
100%.
But I do think that you need to just also be more opening within your surroundings and the people around you, because like you said, a lot of the times it's someone's first pride, a lot of people's first time seeing a drag queen, and if it's your first time seeing a drag queen during the day, I'm very sorry. We do apologize in advance, but I just think like just be a little bit more inviting. But something I would say that I absolutely like not hate about this can be applied not just to pride, but even in general. For me, something that bugs me so much is if I, especially in pride, or just like if it was, a day, if I just performed, or you can clearly see that I'm like taking a moment and I'm like patting myself down, like Angelina just said or something, and you come to me and you tell me like, kry jy warm? Is dit nie lekker? Kry jy warm? Is dit warm? Is jou voete seer? Moet ek jou fan? Wat kan ek? Bitch, stop. And you know what's the worst part? It's always some fucking ass twink that looks at you and then they're like, with this little condescending ass voice, like, ooh, girl, fucking go. Because honestly, that is, I hate it. And for some reason, it always happens during Pride or Halloween. Those are the two, and it's always in October. Those times I can honestly punch a wall and then find out where you live and drive you over.
You heard it from Jeannie. Give us some space.
Thank you.
I feel personally, what I would see is a pride rave. I would like to have pride in the day, and then I'm talking about Pretoria Pride now, and then after like sunset, they open the stage, they take some of the seats away, and then we just play music and we dance until the night come up. But I don't know if that's actually legally viable.
Yeah, for them, I think they can only be there until I think 6.
Damn, but that would be really cool. But then on the topic of after parties, I don't know. I haven't been, like, in the last 3 years, I normally just go home. I'm not going to lie to you. They, like, the after parties get a lot because people drink at Pride. And me, Jeannie knows, I cannot stand a drunk person. Don't come close to me. Don't touch me. You can look at me, that's it. Like bladder. So I normally avoid the Pride after parties, but the ones I used to be to was like at ETC. And then I went to ones at Babylon. And it's been fun. I just think it's the one night that those clubs are so full that you struggle to find a seat. And if you find a seat, you sit and you don't move.
You stay there.
You don't move.
I think, the after party thing for me has always been a little bit of a thing where I personally feel that for like the outside people that are deciding where they want to go and party, at the end of the day, that's your prerogative where you want to go. That is up to you. But the whole politics around it is something that I do understand that a lot of the times, yes, as much as Pride is about community and building of that, it's also about money. So I do understand where people want to try and profit off of it as much as humanly possible, which kind of sounds a bit gross if you think about it like that. But at the end of the day, any type of business is like that. So I can understand that. But then also just maybe like figure out your marketing, figure out a venue, and just stop it with the petty shit.
Yeah, man.
Like, seriously, stop it. But I must say, like, for after parties specifically, I normally intend to go, like, because I know a lot of times certain queens perform somewhere after Pride. So I probably normally just end up wherever I were to perform that night. So, I don't know. So another thing I want to ask you is, looking at Pride as a whole and all the events and stuff, what do you think is something entertainment-wise that they can improve on or add, or what is something you would like to see that you feel is missing?
Honestly, I would love to have, like, I've never been at a Pride where there was an international queen that led like a parade or something.
There was a couple of years ago, Brooklyn Heights did it, and then Detox did it once.
But that was
for Joburg Pride.
Yeah, okay, so like Pretoria Pride, I would love to see an international queen. I know it's money, but like to lead the parade, I would like I would like the parade to be a lot better than what it was. The last parade I was a part of, yes, there was the small floats, like, the local clubs or like clubs that has crowned queens that had it, but it's not massive. It's not overly decorated. It's not, I don't know. You look at like Pride overseas, and you're like, wow. And then you look at Pride that we have, and you sometimes think, like, with not even a massive budget, we can do a bit better.
I think there's always room for improvement. So I will agree with that. I think I would just like to see some new type of entertainment.
Okay, so
if that makes sense. I just also think that the music and stuff that you play in between like the entertainment and the breaks and stuff is quite vital, and it also creates the vibe.
It keeps the point
while people are walking around looking at whatever is for sale. And I think a lot of the times even the stuff that's for sale has been a little bit disappointing.
I think that is probably like they can advertise a spot, but that's probably like now if the people want.
But at the end of the day, that is nothing to do with Pride. That's more actually to do with, because I know it's for vendors. So I know they advertise it for anybody to go. But I'm quite surprised that there isn't a lot of, because I don't know, I have never really, have you ever bought something at Pride?
No. A fan. Multiple times.
But have you seen how they upsell those fans?
Yes, I know, because I bought them.
But do you know that it's just
extortion?
It is.
For drag queens.
And for drag queens, most of us are broke.
Speak for yourself. No, but I get you. I think it is a little bit, like, it really is a little pricey for a piece of plastic gold that I can, if I planned properly, order from Temu in advance, And that's
literally the fans that they have.
That's literally, I mean, they even brand them for you on Temu. So that for me, that's one thing. So Gold, don't you think for Pride, you need to do something a little bit new? Like, if you think about Queens, man, something I cannot stand is the same song you do on the stage is the same song you do in the club. Or it's the same song I know you for. I've seen you perform that song 655 times. I know the outfit you're going to wear. I know the shoes you're going to wear. I know the wig that you're going to have in your head. It's one day. You must know.
I do get it. I think a lot of times Queens have like their staple song that they perform and it's a crowd pleaser and the people love it. I get that. Save it for the after party, girl. But like, honestly, I just think that I agree with you that maybe just try something new. Do something a little bit, just something that you don't normally, especially for that stage, because it's quite a big stage normally.
And use
the stage, because that stage is like,
it's huge. Don't just So that was it for our Pride episode. Thank you so much to my co-host Jeannie Wish and me. I'm Miss Angelina Gray. I just want to also say thank you to our sponsors, the Drag District and Wish Productions, and we will see you next Sunday. Love you, bye.